¿Qué onda, vatos? Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for hitting that like button. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. If you like motorcycle content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But let's go ahead and explain myself, or explain the title of the video. Now, necessarily, truthfully, it's not 100% accurate. So it's not 100% clickbait.
You're a worthless piece of shit!
Alright, now when it comes to warranty repairs at a dealership, there's a few different types of warranty repairs. There's the one where it's apparent, you can see it with your own eyes, you don't have to diagnose or replicate the issue, like a molding, maybe a grip, maybe something's the gas cap is loose, or just something visually. That's one of the repairs. Another repair would be the check engine light. Now that one's a lot easier. Well, not a lot easier. I mean, it's still difficult, but that one's different from the other one. The check engine light one. That one has a code. The mechanic would have to hook up the computer, the laptop. It's usually a laptop by the manufacturer, and they just run codes on it. And what it does, it's the same thing as one of those other little check engine light testers. You've probably seen them at Amazon, at AutoZone. They'll do it for free. They'll hook it up, they'll get the check engine light checked, and then it'll pop up a code. But at the dealership, it gives them a list and a procedure for them to kind of take to check and to see if that's the issue. Now, check engine light could be any type of sensors, O2 sensor, maybe a fuel, maybe the injector, maybe the tank, maybe it could be anything. Just not to get too deep into it, but the check engine light is still easier than the next one I'm going to talk about. And that's mainly because it gives them a list of procedures, routine for them to follow and check and kind of cross off the checklist what it could be. Now, if the mechanic has experience with the model, with the vehicle, or with the bike, then they'll pretty much have an idea what issue it is. Depending on the model, that might be it. But the one that I'm talking about, that it's not the dealership, it's the employees. Most of the employees, they don't like dealing with warranty work orders, and that's mainly because it just doesn't pay enough, and because of the potential of losing your bonus. Like I said on my survey video, the service writers, the dealerships, they could lose a percentage of commission based on a customer survey. I went over this stuff on my survey video. So all of this tied in with not making any money, not making commission on the repair, is the reason why service writers don't like it. And the reason why mechanics, they don't really like dealing with warranty work orders. I skipped over a little bit the warranty work, the hours that are charged by I'm going a little bit ahead of myself. Now, when you drop your vehicle or your bike off for a warranty check, you're not charged anything up front, and that's mainly because the manufacturer is providing 1 hour of labor to check the vehicle or to check the bike, and they bill that to the manufacturer. They bill that to whatever manufacturer vehicle you're taking your bike or your vehicle in for warranty work. They bill that to the manufacturer, so that's why you don't pay any of it. Once they find what it is, then depending on the parts, depending on the sensors, they'll replace it, and then they send that part back to the manufacturer, because they always want those parts back. That's why if you saw my fairing video, I had mentioned that if you lose your fairing, you better go back and pick it up, because Harley-Davidson or whatever manufacturer, they're not going to accept a missing work order or warranty repair if it's missing parts. So you have to provide those parts so they can investigate and see if in fact they are broken, because sometimes people are dishonest. say they lost it, they lose a fairing, or they broke it and it fell off while riding. The dealership, the manufacturer, they don't know if you've already sold that part, you sold the fairing, and you're just claiming it was lost during a ride or whatnot. So that's why they want these parts back. With that being said, let's go back into to the other warranty repair. The other warranty repair, like I said, service writers, they don't like it because they could get dinged on the survey, they could lose their commission, and they're not making commission, they're not making any money off of these warranty repairs. Same thing applies to the mechanics, but not in a commission or a warranty, or or a bonus or anything like that. They're pretty much, they have limited hours to find the problem on your vehicle. If it's a warranty repair that doesn't involve the first two warranty repairs that I had mentioned, one being it's visually, a molding is falling off, maybe the hood is rattling, something that they don't have to test ride and try to replicate the issue, something that's not in any way time consuming as the one I'm talking about now. And the second one being the check engine light, which is another, it's not as easy, but it's a simple fix. Mechanic, and like I said, they could go over some codes and do a routine and fix the situation. Sometimes it takes multiple visits. Sometimes they'll tell you, take the bike or take the vehicle, ride it for 60 miles. If the check engine light does not turn back on, then it's fixed. If it turns back on, then you would have to bring it back, and then we'll have to go on to step 2 or step 3 or whatever the situation is. So which is what I'm talking about now, the warranty where they have to kind of replicate the issue that you're having. Now this could be a number of different things. It could be anything like the steering, the braking, the pulsating stuff that a sensor won't pick up. It could be just an awkward sound. It could be an awkward sound coming from the belt, or just something where the mechanic is required to test ride. And like I said, a lot of the times there's not enough time to replicate. Sometimes, depending on the situation, I mean, not to get too detailed, but sometimes you'll have your bike and you'll only hear it at cold start. So then now that means that the dealership's going to have to keep the bike overnight so they could start it up in the morning, see if they could figure out what's that click, or what's that, if it's a push rod, if it's the cam. It's just something that the sensor does not pick up. The ECU doesn't pick up the sensor. So now it's a task for the mechanics to find such issue. And like I said, a lot of the times the manufacturer, they don't provide sufficient time for mechanics to spend 20-30 minutes test riding a bike, test riding a vehicle, try to replicate the situation. And a lot of the times, a lot of the mechanics, they will team up together depending on the bike, depending on if it's a touring model and you have a passenger in the back, and that's when you start hearing these noises. Then now there's 2 mechanics working on the bike, and a lot of the times manufacturers only pay for 1 mechanic for the warranty work. So meaning the second mechanic's pretty much working for free, just to kind of sit on the bike while the other mechanic is riding, trying to replicate the issue. Maybe it's a shock, maybe it's the bearing, maybe it could be a number of things, trying to keep the video short. And things like this, repairs like these work orders, warranty, this is the reason why not necessarily dealers, but a lot of the employees dislike. They don't like doing these, and that's mainly because they're missing out on work. Now they have somebody else to contact. Now they have to take time away from trying to sell somebody a service that they're like a brake fluid or a brake flush. They're losing out on money because they're not focused on the other customers, and this is the reason why a lot of the service writers, they don't like doing these as well, is because customers are just not happy. They bought a brand new bike, a brand new vehicle, $30,000-$40,000 in, and they're having issues. Now they have to bring it in. They're losing time from work or losing time out of their day to come and bring the vehicle in, and they're upset. They get a survey, they fill it out, not knowing that the service writers are going to get written up for it probably, and that's the reason why the dealerships or the employees, they just don't like warranty work.
This is a bummer, man. That's a bummer.
We get paid commission, so you know, it's it is what it is. You either want to do $1,000 repair order and get good commission off of it, or do a warranty work order that would potentially probably hinder you for the next couple weeks. And couple weeks meaning it could be parts, it could be an ongoing problem. That customer is going to keep on coming back to you if you can't fix their vehicle. And I had a really good friend of mine. He had a similar situation where Subaru kept on returning the vehicle, and I already know that these guys just, man, as soon as they see him pull up, they'll recognize you. As soon as they see you pull up, they just kind of turn the head or they turn the cheek. They're just like, oh crap. Some of them would just go into the shop, pretend like they're talking to a mechanic. This is stuff that we would always do. And we would just pretend like we were busy. We'd go look at the tires, go pretend like we were talking to the mechanic, you know, out of sight, out of mind type of deal.
I have to return some videotapes.
You guys just keep in mind, you know, that it's not the service writers, it's not the employee's fault when it comes to the situation. Sometimes, you know, it's one of those things. It's a 1% chance you might get stuck with the bad one. You know, it's 1 out of 100. So far, if you guys follow the Facebook group, there's a lot of people on there that are having different situations. They're having different issues with their bikes or their vehicles. Mainly the Lowrider S, because that's the Facebook group. But if you guys want to go on there and see what everybody else is kind of dealing with, so far there's been a few issues with the stand, and mine. I've had a few issues with I believe the rotors, and there's some issues. I think it was just the soft tails themselves. A few issues with the belt, but you know what? I'm not here to talk about that. If you guys want to look more into that, follow the Facebook group. Other than that, don't blame the employees at the dealerships. This video is already too long. You guys stay out there, stay safe. Like I said, once again, leave your comments down below if you guys have any questions. I believe John Maxwell also does a good video on warranty repairs or such whatnot, but you guys could go ahead and leave your comments. Thanks for watching the video. Thank you for subscribing. You guys stay out there, stay safe, all right? Later.